Sydney, the city of sun, surf, and spirits? Beneath its modern skyline lies a chilling history of forgotten souls, haunted halls, and ghostly whispers. From cursed hospitals to shadowy train stations, these are the top 10 haunted places in Sydney that will make you question every creak in the night. One, Q Station, North Head, Manly, New South Wales. Perched on the windswept cliffs of North Head, Q Station is more than just a former quarantine facility. It's a place soaked in sorrow. In the late 1800s, thousands of immigrants were forced into isolation here, many arriving sick, scared, and never leaving alive. At night, the silence is thick, unnaturally still. Visitors have seen shadowy figures drifting across the hospital floor, heard footsteps echo through empty hallways, and felt icy hands brush against their skin when no one was there. But the most chilling tale? The grieving woman, a ghost dressed in old-world lace, seen weeping near the morgue. They say she lost her family to smallpox, and now she searches endlessly, calling their names in the wind. And if you ever feel someone watching you from the shower block, don't turn around. People who did say they saw no one, but they still heard breathing. Q Station isn't just haunted by ghosts, it's haunted by history itself. 2. The Rocks, Sydney. Beneath the charming cobblestone streets and heritage pubs of the Rocks lies a dark, unsettled past. This is where Sydney began, and where many lives ended in misery. Convicts, sailors, and slum dwellers once filled these alleyways, and some never truly left. Locals whisper of the Lady in Black, who drifts silently through Kendall Lane, vanishing the moment you blink. In the dead of night, footsteps echo from the old Argyle Cut, but no one's there. One chilling tale centers on a pub in the area, where a barman locking up heard heavy boots stomping upstairs. Thinking it was a drunk guest, he checked, only to find the room empty. Then the lights went out, and in the darkness, a voice growled, "Get out." The Rocks isn't just a tourist spot. It's a place where the past refuses to stay buried, where every stone has soaked up blood, secrets, and screams. 3. Callan Park Hospital for the Insane, Lilyfield. Behind rusted gates and tangled vines lies Callan Park Hospital, once a grand psychiatric asylum, now a decaying shell echoing with whispers of the forgotten. Opened in 1878, it housed thousands of patients, many of whom were never seen again. Wander its crumbling corridors, and you might hear the soft weeping of a woman echoing through the empty wards, or catch a glimpse of a pale face staring out from a broken window on the second floor, where no one dares to go. One night, a security guard reported hearing screaming from Ward C, but when he opened the door, all he found was freezing air and scratch marks gouged into the walls. Some say the spirits trapped here were never mad, just abandoned. Others believe something darker clings to the building, feeding off the pain that was left behind. Callan Park doesn't just haunt your dreams. It waits, quietly, until you return. 4. Gladesville Mental Hospital, Gladesville. Once known as Tarban Creek Lunatic Asylum, Gladesville Mental Hospital hides its horrors behind towering trees and crumbling sandstone walls. From 1838, this place became a dumping ground for society's outcasts. Some ill, some merely unwanted, few left alive. Locals speak of ghostly cries drifting across the river at night, and of lights flickering on in buildings long without power. But it's what lies beneath the surface that truly chills. The underground tunnels once used to move bodies, quietly, without disturbing the living. One cleaner swore she heard footsteps behind her every night in the admin building. But no matter how fast she turned, no one was there. Then one evening, a door slammed shut, and her name was whispered from the darkness. They say some patients were buried without names, without records, their stories lost to time. But their spirits? They're still here, wandering the halls, desperate to be remembered. Gladesville isn't just abandoned, it's inhabited. 5. Cockatoo Island, Sydney Harbor. Surrounded by the sparkling waters of Sydney Harbor, Cockatoo Island looks peaceful. But don't be fooled. Beneath its beauty lies a brutal past. It once served as a prison, an industrial school, and a dockyard, layer upon layer of suffering etched into the stone. In the dark corners of the old solitary cells, visitors have reported a crushing sense of dread, like something unseen is breathing down their neck. Chains rattle without warning. Cold spots grip your skin even under the summer sun. One tourist snapped a photo inside the guards' quarters. Later, they saw a shadowy figure standing behind them. Tall, head bowed, eyes black. They swear no one was there at the time. But the most unsettling thing? The silence. At night, it's so thick it hums, until you hear the dragging footsteps of someone who shouldn't exist anymore. Cockatoo Island isn't just haunted by prisoners. It's haunted by pain. And once you set foot there, the island remembers you. 6. Macquarie Fields, train station. Macquarie Fields. By day, Macquarie Fields. Station feels ordinary, quiet, suburban, forgettable. But when the sun dips below the trees, everything changes. Locals whisper that this station hides a presence, one that reveals itself only when you're alone. Train drivers have reported seeing a woman in white standing near the tracks late at night, only for her to vanish just as the train approaches. Some say she was a passenger who fell or jumped, but her story's never been confirmed. Just the sightings, again and again. Security footage once caught a figure pacing the empty platform at 2:13 a.m., then walking straight through the closed gate without a sound. And then there are the voices, faint, distant, calling from the tunnels, sometimes crying, sometimes laughing. Macquarie Field Station isn't on most ghost tours, but maybe that's because the spirits here don't want to be found. They find you. 7. Capitol Theatre, Haymarket, Sydney. Beneath the velvet seats and golden balconies of the Capitol Theatre, something lingers, something far older than the stage lights and applause. You see, before it dazzled as a theater, this building served as a morgue, a place where the dead waited for burial. Today, staff speak of strange chills backstage, props moving on their own, and an eerie whisper that travels across the catwalk when no one is up there. But one ghost stands out among them all. Fred, the theater's resident spirit. Fred is mischievous, playful even, but never kind. Lights flicker when he's near. Doors slam without warning. And during a rehearsal, an actress swore she saw a man in old-fashioned clothes sitting in the front row, staring at her. When she blinked, he was gone. Some believe Fred was a stagehand who died during renovations. Others think he was one of the unclaimed bodies left behind from the morgue days. Either way, he never missed a show. At the Capitol Theatre, the curtain never really falls, because some audiences stay forever. 8. St. James Church. King Street, at the heart of Sydney's bustling legal district, stands St. James Church, graceful, grand, and deeply haunted. Built by convict labor in 1824, its history is soaked in secrets. Beneath the pews lie forgotten crypts and buried bodies, some of whom were never meant to rest easy. By day, it feels sacred, but at night, the air turns cold, heavy, and footsteps echo down the stone corridors when no one's inside. Parishioners have spoken of a faceless monk who appears during late-night prayers, silently standing near the altar before vanishing into the floor. One choir singer claimed she heard organ music playing, even though the instrument hadn't worked in years. But the most unnerving tale? Deep in the church's undercroft, there's a sealed door. Behind it, an unmarked tomb. Candles won't stay lit near it. Phones die. And some say, if you linger too long, you'll hear scratching from the other side. St. James isn't just a house of worship. It's a resting place for restless souls. 9. Old Government House, Parramatta. In the quiet heart of Parramatta Park stands the stately Old Government House, Australia's oldest surviving public building. But behind its Georgian charm lies a haunting legacy, one of power, punishment, and lingering regret. Built in 1799, it once housed early governors and their families, yet whispers speak of servants who were mistreated and prisoners punished beneath its floors. Today, visitors often feel watched as they walk through the drawing rooms, like someone is standing just behind them, silently judging. One guide told of hearing footsteps on the grand staircase, loud, deliberate. But when she turned, no one was there. The house was empty. And once, during a school tour, a child asked, "Who's the sad lady in the blue dress?" No one else had seen her. Some believe it's the spirit of a former maid, still pacing the halls where she once worked, and died, forgotten. At Old Government House, history isn't just remembered, it's relived. Every creak, every shadow, is a piece of the past reaching out. 10. Vocloos House, Vaucluse, New South Wales. Nestled among manicured gardens and towering fig trees, Vocloos House feels frozen in time, a grand 19th century mansion with sandstone walls and sweeping staircases. But beneath its elegance lies something unsettled, something unseen. This was once the home of the Wentworth family, a dynasty haunted not only by scandal, but, some say, by spirits. Guests often report cold drafts in sealed rooms, chandeliers swaying without wind, and a piano playing faint notes when no one is near it. But the most chilling tale surrounds the nursery. Several visitors, especially children, have claimed to see a little girl in an old-fashioned dress, staring silently from the corner. She never speaks. She never moves. And when adults look, she's gone. One staff member quit after locking up for the night, only to hear footsteps above, and the sound of a child humming softly upstairs. At Vocloos House, the past doesn't rest. It watches, and sometimes it plays. So, would you dare visit these haunted spots? Or have you already, without even knowing? Hit like if you felt a chill, and subscribe for more dark tales hiding in plain sight. Sydney's ghosts aren't done with us yet. Are you brave enough for the next story?